on the original Hockey Hall of Fame. So pretty cool stuff in here. I thought I'd share it. And some interactive displays. Not as big as obviously the real Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, but still some pretty intense stuff. You have hockey's oldest sweater from 1894 from a star player, Blonde Queen's star player Guy Curtis, it says. You can check out that old wool. Pretty cool. We have a diary from 1843. And well, you know what's too bad to see is look at this oldest hockey puck, and it says it was vandalized under September 19th. So we got nothing there, but we have amazing masks thing. And look at this Jacques Plante right there. We have an old steel one worn probably, I think it was in college hockey. I think I remember reading that. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. Howie Morenz. And it says the actual pads and gear worn by a legendary Howie Morenz, born in Mitchell, Ontario in 1902, known as the Mitchell Meteor. So very, very, very famous player. So cool stuff. Take a look at these gloves. Look at those. I mean, again, a hole in the palm, but I don't know. So those would be shin pads or what, but that's pretty crazy stuff. If you look at it, check out these old skates. And my personal favorites were these 1970s ones worn by the California Golden Seals. And the only team ever that actually painted their skates. And if you go up close, you can see it's flaking in some spots. And the owner insisted that they paint their skates so that they look that way, and so they always looked really, really bright white. But players reported that their skates were significantly heavier by the end of the year just because of the layers and layers of paint on them. And it's really cool that it's sitting on here. You can almost look at it really close. It's really interesting. These old, look at this, says this tube skate is from the 1930s, was lighter and took a better edge because the blade can be made from harder steel. Take a look at that stuff. Old like bob skates that people wore. Old tube skates there, kind of interesting. And the coolest thing so far I've seen is we have Martin Brodeur's game used pads. I was looking at said from 2014, the Reebok Pulse pads and his stick autographs, some cool stuff. What do we have here? Old, originally cricket pads, what would have been worn by some of the early goalies. And we have a hand flutter here for, it's like essentially a manual Zamboni. So again, you can see the rag dragging right there. So they would have filled that up with hot water, and guys would have gone along and dragged with this handle and dragged it over the surface of the ice and just dragged, everything manual. So we've come a long way, and it's pretty cool. I've never actually seen one of those. That's new to me. You can see all the hookups for it and everything, how they would fill it up with the hot water. I have some old jerseys here, Cornwall Royals, Windsor Spitfires, but the reason I decided to go live was this. Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. So I don't know if anyone here doesn't know Don Cherry or not, but Don Cherry is a absolute legend in hockey. Player, coach, and famous Coach's Corner commentator. He's fantastic. And there's just some really cool stuff. Look at his coat for when he was coaching. It says Don, coach in cursive writing. So nice. Look at this jacket. This jacket is just fantastic. And look at his signature huge collar there. And again, nice Team Canada flag on this, on his tie. Just lovely. And Don is always such a snappy dresser. I love that guy. Look at his grapes hat down here. Some of his stuff. His gloves, 74 to 79 that he coached with. But the one other thing I really wanted to show everybody is here. And I'm really surprised to see it here in Kingston. This is Wayne Gretzky's rookie jersey from the WHA 1978-79. Take a look at this thing. That Oilers logo has seen some better days. And if you look at the material, it's almost like a shirt. It's really, really cool. And I have lots of other cool stuff here. Vladislav Tretiak stick. You can actually touch it. Kind of pretty cool. Some old stuff, Doug Gilmour jersey, and the original Calder trophy from 1936. Royal Canadian Air Force Olympic sweater. Look at this, from 1935 Stanley Cup winners, the Montreal Maroons. With Kingston Frontenacs, that's why they used to call them hockey sweaters, because look at this thing. This is a sweater. It's a turtleneck sweater just because you're outside. So Cool stuff. So that's me signing off. I just thought I'd share that with everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.